What is up, my friends? My name is Echo Through Me, and today we are going back to the basics. Before I do that, guys, I want to take a second and say thank you for coming down to the channel and supporting me. I really do appreciate it, guys. So, back to the basics. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I've had two really good friends of mine just start playing Clash Royale, literally a week and a half ago. And they have had questions for me that I realized I wasn't addressing on the channel. I know that a lot of my subscribers are loyal and veteran Clash Royale players, but not everyone is, and there's new players to the game every single day. So I'm going to start a very small, quick series that's just a beginner's guide on how to do some basic things that some of us take for granted in the game. And today, guys, we're going to talk about tanking. What is tanking? Tanking is when you take a troop that has a lot of health and you push that troop towards the tower and you support it with troops behind. Today, Jimbo Slice has shared his giant rage deck that he has right here. And I like this deck as an example because every troop except for one you can get from Arenas 1 through Arena 5. The only one that you can't is this Mega Minion. You could replace the Mega Minion maybe with the Fireball, Fire Spirit, something like that. But this deck consists of your tank, which is the Giant, and the other troops are all going to be support, such as the Archers, the Musketeer, and the Minions, as well as that Mega Minion. And then you have your Prince, which can push your tank up the lane, and you have your Zap spell to clear the way of any goblins, and your Rage spell you drop when your Giant gets to the tower, or when he's going towards the tower, just so that he can get there quickly and then really do some quick, hard damage, especially with those supporting troops behind. So basically, guys, in a nutshell, tanking is taking a large troop, pushing them to the tower, and then getting them to actually protect the troops behind. And we're going to see a great example as how Jimbo Slice does this in this replay right here. Jimbo Slice is on the bottom working his way up. These guys are higher level, they're level 11s, but like I said, this deck that Jimbo's using consists of mostly cards in lower arenas. And as you can see, Jimbo's going to play his Archers behind the left-hand tower. His opponent's going to use arrows on them. And as the Archers get to the bridge, the Giant, it's not happening this push. Sorry about that, guys. So there's no tanking going on right now. It's just a little wasting some elixir, getting the cards that he wants in his hand. And as you can see, what's going to happen right here, he dropped his Musketeer deep behind the King's Tower. And right when that Musketeer gets up there, he's going to throw that Giant. Now the Giant is tanking for that Musketeer, taking all of the heat from the tower, and the Musketeer and the Minions are fairly safe behind that Giant. And then the Rage spell is dropped, and this Musketeer, the Minions, and the Giant are just doing some crazy damage on the tower. Now the opponent threw a nice mini P.E.K.K.A there to play some solid defense, which is a great play by the defender, but we still took about half of the health from that tower. Archers are thrown behind his left-hand tower. It looks as if the opponent plays the Log, probably a card if you're a beginner that you don't see often because it's a higher level legendary. But now again, cycling through his cards, the Archers are in hand. They're going to work on that Bowler a little bit, which is nice. And the Mega Minion will then also work on the Bowler. Nice Zap spell, slowing down all of those troops. And now the opponent threw the Graveyard spell. If you're new to the game, you haven't seen this, but it's basically a spell where skeletons spawn and can attack whatever's in its radius. Now look at this push right here. He has the Prince, he has the Minions behind, and the Musketeer behind that. Nice arrows played by the defender right there. Really well done. His opponent is not a new person to the game. He understands how to play solid defense. And here we go. We have the Archers at the tower. And Jimbo is going to drop that Giant right at the bridge in front of the Archers. The Prince he's probably going to drop behind. And as you can see, the Prince will push that Giant up the lane, especially with that Rage spell. And the Giant is going to go to town on that tower. And there we go, down to 500 hit points. Again, that mini P.E.K.K.A was thrown, playing some really solid defense. Well done by the defender. And the Minions and the Archers are played on that tower to help clean up that graveyard. Then the Musketeer as well, since the Minions were arrowed. Here comes another push. The Prince on that Ice Wizard. And then the Musketeer is going to clean out all those Minions. And that Prince should get to the tower. No, it's not going to. The mini P.E.K.K.A slows him down. But look at this. We have the Musketeer, the Mega Minion, and the Giant. Rage spell is dropped, and this is going to definitely take down the tower. The Giant only needs 2 or 3 strikes, and there goes that tower. for the win. Notice how he's dropping that giant down at the bridge after his troops play defense. We're going to look at one more replay, guys, as I speak a little bit more. The cool thing about that is you get to utilize your elixir a bit better. Again, we have 11 versus 11. Jimbo's at the bottom working his way up. Now, if you're playing troops on defense and they defend the tower and then they push towards the opponent's tower and they get taken out in the way just because they didn't have full health, it was a waste of your troops. But if you could throw a giant in front of those troops and protect them, even if they have a sliver of health left, they could still attack that tower because they're being protected by that giant. Now, as you just saw, another way to play the giant is behind the king's tower. That gives you time to have your giant, you drop your giant, it gives you time to build up elixir so that you can then get a nice solid push and support your push. And as you can see, he put his musketeer behind, and the giant's going to go and work on that furnace right there. This push is going to die right here because that furnace obviously attracted the giant and pulled him into the center of the lane so that it could not have a solid push. Now here's something to deal with right here on the right hand side. The opponent played that graveyard spell. He has minions in there. He's gonna have to throw the musketeer as well to help clean up that graveyard spell, and he does a nice job of it. He's probably gonna throw his giant right in the right hand lane in front of that musketeer. Don't be afraid to change lanes, guys. He took very little health out of that left hand lane. No reason why he can't switch lanes. Now see how the musketeer is working on that furnace, then the archers are behind. Now the musketeer is targeting that tower. Rage spell's been dropped. Archers will target the tower as well. This is going to take down the tower right there, guys. Beautiful, beautiful example of tanking. And now they're going to move on to the king's tower as well. That musketeer has 3/4 health. It's going to get quite a few shots off on that tower. Level 8 musketeer. And just because you have lower level troops, guys, like I said, you could still put together this deck. And lower level troops, when you're playing in lower arenas, you're playing against like strength opponents. So it's not as if you have to deal with troops that are high level as well. You're going to be seeing the same thing that we see right here. And here we go. The miner's in on that left-hand tower, but he's just going to push. He's going to let them take that left-hand tower. He doesn't care about it because he's going for the king's tower, and he gets it for a 3-crown win. Really beautiful example of tanking. He does it well. Jimbo Slice, someone that I have used very much on the channel with his decks, his replays, and his experience. So that's it, guys. I'm going to show this deck one more time for you. There's tons of ways to make... Oh, his deck has changed. He switched it on me. There's tons of ways to make tanking decks, guys. It's over here on the left. But the main key of your deck is going to be, most likely at lower levels, the Giant. Other troops you can use may be the Golem, the Royal Giant, or even a Lava Hound, but those are cards you'll get later in the game. So I hope that these tips helped you guys. If you're new to the game, maybe it wasn't something that you already knew, but again, key to tanking is your tank, your troop, the Giant, most of the time. So hopefully, like I said, this helped you out. If it did, hopefully you decide to hit that subscribe button, because there is a ton of Clash Royale and Clash of Clans content on this channel. Decks, highlights, things of that nature. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, guys, hopefully you hit that like button. I really do appreciate the support when you do that. So like I said, guys, I come out with content every single day, both Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. Stay tuned for another beginners episode coming out soon. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys, and be good.